Wild Time Cooking with Allison Davis is brought to you by Corman Kitchen and Bath.
Hey there, welcome back to Midday Kentucky. Chef Allison Davis here in the Wild Time Kitchen. And I'm making a kind of classic. It's a quesadilla. I mean, what kid doesn't like quesadilla? They may or may not like this one, but this is a more grown-up quesadilla. We're talking pumpkin this week. And so we're doing a play on the traditional quesadilla with a pumpkin mixture mixed with Brie, and we're going to throw in some Granny Smith apples. So I love Brie and apple together, and then with the saltiness of the Brie, I think this pumpkin, mixture will really work well. So just real quick, we're going to mix up some canned pumpkin puree, and to that, and this is about 1 3/4 cup, it really just depends on how much you're making. We are going to add some chili powder and some cayenne, and I'd like to add just a little bit of salt and pepper. All right, and then we're going to chop up some fresh sage, and that's going to go in with our pumpkin mixture. I have excuse me, I have a griddle or a skillet here that is heating up. All right, so what I'm going to do with our sage is just kind of take the leaves and you just kind of stack them a bit, and then we're going to roll them, and that is just a classic chiffonade, which is going to give you a nice little ribbon-like cut there. So it really just helps you to not bruise the leaves too much, and you just get these nice thin ribbon-like slices. Okay? So we're going to add some sage into that. I might keep a little bit to garnish, and there's no egg or anything going in here. We're just kind of adding some seasoning into the pumpkin mixture itself. All right, and then before we get started with the quesadilla part, I'm just going to take our apple, and I usually cut just around the core so that I don't have to fool with the seeds and de-seeding the apple slices. So now we'll just cut our apple, just into some slices, and they're ready for our quesadillas. All right, our pan's getting a little bit smoky, so I turned it down just a little bit, but we've got a nice hot skillet. And then this is pretty easy, okay? A couple steps here. You're gonna first start with spraying your pan. We wanna make sure it's nice and oiled. All right, so we've got our pan spray going in with our tortilla. We're going to spread a bit of our pumpkin mixture right on our tortilla, okay? Just kind of spread that around. It'll keep melting, but all right, so pumpkin mixture there. We're going to go with our Brie, which I have thinly sliced. So kind of lay our Brie around on our quesadilla, and then I'm going to top that with our apples. Yum, this is so good. I mean, there's a lot of different varieties, a lot of different ways you could go. I just think the flavors of the Brie, the apple, and the pumpkin will work really well here. And then that little bit of heat that's going to come from the cayenne and the chili powder. All right, so we topped it with another tortilla. We're going to let that sit for a little bit, and then we'll just kind of flip that over and again let that brown, and then you're just simply going to be cutting that into triangles. Another way that you could do this, if this is a little harder for you to flip, is you can take this and we can assemble it kind of like as a half moon. So you take your pumpkin mixture and put it in half. Then if we wanted to take our Brie, we'll just slice our Brie again. I do this a lot of times if I'm using like a panini press, and then take your apples and then you just kind of fold it over. Ooh, a little bit more sage. So you fold it over, and that's a little bit easier way to flip, especially if you're using like a panini press to kind of grill it and flip it over, and then you would just cut it in half. So same deal, same principle that's applied. All right, so we'll flip this guy over. Oh, looking so good. Nice and brown and crispy. And then we're going to cut this and serve it up. It is really that simple. So we have our pumpkin, our Brie, our apple. We'll cut it. This would make good for a party, especially if you're entertaining this fall. And I don't know about you, but I think it sounds great. I'm going to top it with a little bit of smoked paprika, and we're good to go. You guys know where to find this recipe. Go to middaykentucky.com/recipes tab. I'm Chef Allison Davis. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be right back after this short break.